Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
Hello. Welcome to Beauty and the Beast, the podcast where we talk about everything The Walking Dead, the universes, the movies, the TV shows, the books, everything. I'm Ryan.
I'm Chris.
I'm Renee.
Yep.
On this edition of Beauty and the Beast, we'll be talking about the San Diego Comic-Con Dead City trailer. Alright, I'm good. I got it. We're good. There's gonna be some bloopers for this episode, for sure.
For sure.
There's no editing when we're live. Here, it's just like
Mm-hmm.
All right, who wants to start
That's
off?
okay though.
Christopher, who wants to start off?
What? Oh.
I'm not doing all the
I mean,
talking here, buddy. Okay.
I know you guys have definitely had your hands full. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of like a Slim Shady. Guess who's back? You know what I mean? It's Negan. Negan is back. It looks like he's back to his old self, or he's being called upon to be his old self, I guess we could say. We got a Lucille again.
Do we think that he's actually back to himself, or do we think that he's playing the part?
I think it's playing the part. I think he's being forced to play the part.
Well, he kind of was at the end of the first season when the Dama shows him Herschel's pinky toe and threatens to go back to get more pieces from him.
No.
So,
Right.
yeah.
It's one of those things that, like, I wonder, like, how long can someone pretend to be something before they actually become said thing? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's a whole psychology component to that. So is he going, especially considering later on we see Maggie is now going after Negan.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost seems like she's at some kind of okay place with him. And then is she going to find the monster that she remembers?
Right.
And
is he gonna try to show his hand to her, or is he gonna stay undercover and let her kind of take the bait? Who knows?
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting to watch play out. I do, in the very opening of the this new trailer, this new clip. I do love how they open it with the overhead shot of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very similar, like it brought me back to Atlanta almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you look at the buildings, the cars, and all blocked in the roadways and everything like that. It gave me like that little tingly feeling, like downtown Atlanta, apartment building or the storefronts and all the the buildings they had down there.
And that's what I love about the spinoffs, because I feel like they do that. They give us those little teaser pieces, not necessarily that they tie into the story directly, or it's just like these little throwback kind of like, hey, look at this and remember this, what's this remind you of, kind of thing.
They use it like as like memory recall devices to kind of like, I think it's intentional on my part, because I think it's making us remember like times in The Walking Dead where we felt like we felt that special je ne sais quoi, that like we probably didn't feel for like the last 5 or 6 seasons, probably like the last 5 seasons of Walking Dead up until season 11, where we started to feel it again. But I don't think it was as strong as like, season 1, episode 1, seeing Rick walking with a gas can and he comes up on the little girl with the bunny rabbit, right? Like we were hooked from the beginning. I mean, it was like this crazy feeling that kind of dragged you in. And I feel like through The Walking Dead, like the OG series, we lost a little bit of that. You know what I mean? I feel like we lost that kind of like that pull, and season 11 started to turn it around a little bit, but they just didn't have enough time to kind of get us to home base.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how the trailer made me feel. Was that like kind of like what Chris said? Like we're back. You know, like we knew the spinoffs. I think we've all collectively agreed that the spinoffs have really brought back best parts of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I think that it's kind of like, you know, the honey I'm home feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my takeaway, at least.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're using the best parts of the characters that we all, you know, have been infatuated with or whatever. Love watching their character arc through the series. So I mean, they're using all the people that we're drawn to, you know. So
yeah.
You got I guess Herschel's thinking about mommy, right? And you know, not Herschel. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah, Herschel.
Herschel. I was like, wait, is that his name?
We're professionals, I swear. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's you'll have to cut that.
Yeah.
But he's become quite the artist. I mean, you know, all this spare time, he's drawing pictures of his mom.
Yeah.
Well, that's a picture of the Dama.
Is it? I thought that was Maggie.
No, that was Adama.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what threw me off? The hair.
Yeah, because I thought he drew one prior to like this. That one looks like a different one, but you know, at the end of the season, she was looking through. Maggie was looking through the picture. Yeah, and she saw one that he drew of her.
Yeah,
and that's what makes me think that he is going to go back to Manhattan somehow, because he told Maggie he felt safe there. He told Maggie, I mean, as crazy as the things he went through, he still felt safer there than he does with his mom at the bricks, you know. So I think, you know, and Logan Kim, who plays Herschel, has teased, and there was an interview he did for, actually he was in the new Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, and he did an interview. They asked him about Dead City, and he said that he's excited to play his character who something about he goes a little dark this season, so it'll be interesting to see what that, you know, what happens with him, because, you know, he's not in a good place with his mom, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the last season, So
see, at first glance,
I
really thought that was Maggie. Holy shit!
Do we?
Like I said, it was a short hair, but threw me off.
Yeah.
Do we think that?
But then the face is completely different.
Do we think that at some point this season of Dead City, that we're going to see some kind of confrontation between Maggie and Herschel?
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of leaned towards that during last season, so
yeah.
You know, and the reason why I said, you know, that he's back, like Slim Shady, is when they got him he's sitting in his cell or wherever he's sitting. He's got the hoodie draped over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, look at this little Slim Shady dude. Like, look at me, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, the whistle's back, the walk is back. He's got
that in the trailer when
new side chick.
Yeah. When the trailer, the first time I watched it, you know, you hear that metal on cement, and you know he's whistling, and you know what that is, and you see it. And it was just it's like, he's back.
Yeah.
And then that's St. Patrick's Cathedral, where that scene, you know, that lights come on and they're there.
The lights come on.
Yeah, and I've seen several outlets comment that, you know, is this in the new sanctuary? So
yeah. Like, is he bringing it back, way back?
Yeah.
Because when them lights come on, like again, it's like that memory recall of being in the middle of the woods with a trailer behind him, you know. And
the spotlight's coming on.
Yeah. He steps out like he's ready to do, you know,
something.
Yeah. So, he did something.
Yeah.
He definitely did a lot of something. Yeah, I mean the new Lucille bat though. I guess we'll have to figure out how he comes into possession of that. We all kind of feel like he gets it from
the Croat.
The Croat. Yeah, as like I guess we kind of like all said it might be like a gift. You know, an endearing, loving gift.
Well, he's got this hero worship of Negan, and you know, to the point where I thought it was interesting in the first season when the Dama said, I almost thought you were a figment of his imagination or something, you know, and saying that he's a little crazy kind of
Yep.
thing, which he is, but she didn't believe all the stories he had told about Negan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, like, The Walking Dead is taking place in, like a fictional world, but like, it's a fictional world steeped in reality. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
a lot of this is what would happen if the zombie apocalypse actually happened, and a lot of that is about the psychology and like the behaviors of people if this was to happen. I mean, we've seen cannibals, we've seen all types of people, and the way that they would potentially react in a real situation. And so it's almost hard to believe that somebody like Negan existed.
Mhm.
If you're a person who you know focuses on reality, it's almost like he is this mythological creature who doesn't
Mhm.
exist, like the boogeyman. It's like,
Yeah.
and that's the reputation that Negan earned for himself. And that's why I just, at some point in time, something, I mean, we know what, but something happened to Negan to make him the way that he was. How easy would it be for him to dip his toes back into that reality?
Mhm.
And I think that for the season he'll play the part for the most part,
Mhm.
and then I think that he might be tempted to fall back into his old ways, and I think that the Croat is going to be that little devil on his shoulder whispering in his ear and enticing him.
Sure.
Mhm.
And when that happens, I don't know. I think that might be the final straw that breaks Maggie. Because it's like, I trusted you. I gave you a second chance when I shouldn't have,
Mhm.
and you felt the first opportunity you had to fall back in your old ways, you did.
Hmm.
Like, you're a
And he
terrible
already
person.
and he already did in season
Yeah.
1 when he spilled the guy's guts all over the place, and
Yep.
did all,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a second thought. He just
Yeah.
did it. I mean, he did it to save people. It wasn't like it was just, oh, I'm just doing this for fun.
Fun. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he, it wasn't a stretch for him just to do
Yeah.
that so quickly. So
Mhm.
yeah, it will be interesting to see how this works. So, we know the Dama, she wants him to do this. She threatens him with Herschel, saying, she can get more parts of Herschel, whatever. Of course, Negan, whatever he is, he doesn't hurt children. He doesn't, he protects kids, and that kind of stuff. And then there's still Ginny, where is she? I mean, Ginny is coming. She will go back to Manhattan for, she has that bond with Negan, and she did
Yeah.
not want to go back to the bricks. And, we see a very, very quick shot of her like going through maybe like a forest or
Mhm.
I don't something. So, what's going to happen, if she gets there, then she's going to be like this liability, he's going to have to watch out for her, and that's going to cause complications as well. So it'll be interesting to see, what actions she takes, because she was not happy to go away
Yeah.
from there, even learning that Negan was who killed her father,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so,
And with,
Yeah.
and with having her there, how's that going to affect Negan's behavior?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is that gonna be his anchored reality? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
For him to be like, shit, I can't slip back into the person I used to be. But again, that trailer. I mean, you look back to the bat sliding on the floor and the lean and the just the whole get up. You know what I mean? It was season 6 Negan again. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And he smiled, that smile too. Yeah, he like
Yeah.
you see Lucille in the foreground, he just has a smile as he's looking at her.
Yeah.
And again, is it an act? Maybe, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he's done so much to redeem himself. But at the same time, I mean, these people, we don't know how many gangs, she talked about the gangs and stuff. We
Mhm.
know, Kim Coates has been added on as it's a Bruel, or I think it's
Yeah.
Bruegel, I think there's a G in there, Bruegel or
Yeah,
something. I
yeah.
don't know how to pronounce it, but he is the leader of one of the toughest gangs in Manhattan. So it'll
Yeah.
be fun. I really hope we see some, Kim Coates and Jeffrey Dean Morgan scenes.
I'm so excited
I
that Kim Coates
yeah.
is in the universe now.
Yeah,
So
it's
excited.
awesome. I was so excited
Yeah.
when they announced that. He actually did a podcast with my brain just the creator of Sons of Anarchy. What's Kurt? I can't think of his name.
Oh.
You know who it is.
Yep.
And Kate and his wife Katie Segal, they have a
Yeah.
podcast that's called it's something about pie. So they talk about stuff with these actors or people, and then they eat pie at the end. So anyways, he was on there and just mentioned his role and different things. So it was neat to hear him talk about it and stuff.
I love Katie Seagal. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's just done so many neat things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting to have him. And they have announced four new actors to come into the season. And I will probably butcher these names because, well, a couple of them are easy, but Dasha Palenko, she's going to play a major. Lucia Navarra, I don't know how to say the last name. Anyway, some major in something, but she was in Orange is the New Black, and she was in the Heights. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
Yep.
She's known for those. Jake Weary will be Christos, and he played in It Follows, How to Blow Up a Pipe a Line, and then there's a crime drama called Animal Kingdom. I think it's on TNT, so he was in that. And then Keir Gilchrist, he's going to play a guy named Benjamin Pierce. And he is known for, it's kind of a funny story. Also, It Follows. And then that Netflix comedy Atypical. I think he was the main character in that. Yeah, so I think he's a younger kid. Or not young. I mean, like, I say young, but 20s-ish, whatever. Yeah. And then, I don't know how you say this name. It's Pooya. So Pooya Mo... I'm so sorry. But new character name Roxana, and then she has been featured in a lot of other series like Law and Order, like Special Victims Unit, Big Dogs, Mad Secretary, Following Water, and a bunch of a lot of series work and things. So yeah, so it's fun to have new cast, because we had a bunch of new cast last season, lost them all. So
a lot.
We'll see if they're going to be gang leaders or not.
Yeah, you like Major, that Major Lucia, that sounds like that could be someone in charge.
We're gonna have like gangs in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah,
fighting for territory in the zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think it's going to come. It's really going to be about too.
Yeah.
Who can generate the most methane?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because then that will bring in Gaius Charles, who plays Pearlie Armstrong, and the prefect, which is the lady in charge of like New Babylon, who wants the methane. So he had mentioned at San Diego Comic-Con that that will be part, that's going to be part of his struggle, and whatever this season will be New Babylon going basically to war for the methane. So there's another component to add into this whole mix,
Yeah, I mean, this clip that they showed is, they do their typical 1 second, real quick, and it's like you got to pause and try to figure out what you're possibly looking at. I mean, there's Maggie looking up. Before that, they showed the building, so who knows if she's really looking up at the building, maybe where Negan's at, who knows. You got walkers being dumped into the methane bath, and you got guys opening up the back of what looks like a van, and there's tanks or something in there. Who knows? It's just, even pausing it, and then they show the introduction of some of the new characters with their giant group of merry men behind them. And, they do show like a gladiator type ring, which I think is, it's like a UFC ring, and they're like, are we gonna have UFC fight night, beating up walkers, which could be pretty cool.
Well, that's because that was featured in the first one too. They had that was the Croats thing that he did with Pearlie, stuck him in there with that walker and everything. So maybe we'll see more of that. I don't know. Yeah. When you said that, I thought of something else that I don't remember now.
I mean, they do have Negan in the clip going full Negan. He's somewhere in a street or an alleyway, and he's definitely taking heads off with Lucille. So, batter up. It looks good. It looks good.
At one point, you hear Pearlie talking. I think it's Pearlie talking to Maggie, saying, at one time you wanted Negan dead, and now you want to save his life. And she said something like, things have changed, or something, whatever. So it's like, so what's is this still still her fulfilling her promise to Herschel to end things once and for all with with Negan, because Herschel that she's been obsessed with it for his whole life, and so is it just that, or is there something else at play? And that's the thing with this was like a teaser, because they just recently wrapped filming, so it is, like you said, all over the place, because production, there's a lot to still do, so they're just pulling out all these clips to throw us off, and we are thrown off. We're like, when is this happening? So
Sure, because half the time what they show us might not even be a part that's in any of the episodes. It's
exactly.
just,
It's just,
here you go.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Here's Negan. Here's Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's Maggie running down a hallway with it. I think is Herschel behind her. But
yeah.
Is that who knows?
Could be Ginny. I don't know.
Is that happening now, or is that something that happened in the past?
Is this a flashback? Yeah, exactly. Because so it'll be interesting. Which I don't know if I already said that, but the Crow, Jelko Ivanek, that plays the Crow, he at San Diego Comic-Con said we're gonna see some more flashback of his story, of his backstory and stuff like that. So because we've seen some of it from the Sanctuary and that, but so it'll be interesting to see what we learn, or if it's
there definitely are some Gangs of New York vibes in some of these shots, with the Croat, with Negan, and they got bands of people around them, and I'm waiting here. They start to there's a guy leaning against a light pole flipping a quarter.
The guy got a toothpick in his mouth,
Yeah. It's like, what is it? We're about to break out in song and dance here? What are we doing?
It reminds me like the Umbrella Academy, the newest season, where they all break out and dance to Footloose by Kenny Loggins.
That was amazing.
I actually just watched that episode again because the new season's coming out soon. So
Yeah.
So and also this season, Lauren Cohen will make her directorial debut, and she's going to direct 2 episodes. So that's exciting to see. It's always fun to see. I know some of the really good episodes of The Walking Dead, Michael Cudlett's directed those. You look at, you're like, wow, these are they're really good episodes. So it'll be fun to see. Just because she's been, her and Jeffrey Dean Morgan are executive producers on the series, but now she gets to step into this other role as well. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be really.
Do we think Maggie's the one who gets? Do we think Maggie's the one who gets her hands on that flamethrower, or is that somebody else? It looks like a female.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't look at it that close to see, but
hopefully that's not too close to the methane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was actually the thought process behind it. Because they're from the way that they ended season 1 to part of the teaser trailer, they're obviously heavily fixated on the fact that the methane produced by the walkers is a good fuel source, but it's also highly flammable. It's highly explosive, and there's a flamethrower. Like, why would you need a flamethrower in The Walking Dead? You know what I mean? I don't know. That might be the way of shaking the building.
Yeah, I am excited too because we had obviously a lot of vehicles and different types of vehicles and all the shows and everything else, but we never really got to see like an apocalypse vehicle. We had Daryl on his bikes, and they were all different types of bikes and everything, and he kind of had the one dirt bike, so to say, which was kind of like an apocalypse style bike. But they actually finally have decided to do something cool with the vehicles. They have the one, it looks like a tractor trailer, all done up with like a plow on the front of it and all these iron, grates on it and everything. So it's nice to actually see in the apocalypse an apocalypse vehicle. So that's fun. So, we get to see the movies and we get to see it like in different places, but we haven't seen it in a show that's based on the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So that's
it's
kind of
Mad Max stuff going on.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. Mad Max. Yeah, you're right. It is Mad Max-ish.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool to see.
I think that's primarily it.
I was gonna say that's all I had for this. There's no premiere date set yet. It'll be happening in 2025, which everyone expected with their filming.
Which it could be January 1st, 2025. It could be December 31st, 2025. We don't know, folks.
I don't know. A lot of times they're doing this February thing often, so it'll be kind of we'll see, but that would give them time probably, but I don't know. I guess it just depends. But Yeah, overall I thought it was pretty good. It was fun to see some, just see something of the series coming, the next season, and learn about some of the new characters and things and actors that'll be in it. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the first. I mean, I really did enjoy it. I thought it was a very good, very well done, the first season. So
I love the first season,
yeah,
and I'm not partial because I'm from New York. You know what I mean? It's I loved it.
yeah,
I felt like The Walking Dead was truly back.
yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Christopher, you got anything else?
It's gonna be interesting. I'd like to see. I'm just interested to see on when that face-to-face happens in season 2. They show it at the end of the at the end, but it's gonna be interesting to see where they actually have that face-to-face interaction. At what point, like, where is Negan at as far as like is he Negan?
Mm-hmm.
Old school Negan? Does she catch him in the act of something? And so I'm interested to see when that face-to-face actually happens in the series.
Yeah.
So I think that'll actually be that could be like one of the turning points, for this season. Who knows?
Yeah.
So
agreed. All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think that's all we got.
All right. Wrap it up.
And then keep watching, because we will be doing a rundown of the Daryl Dixon official trailer that came out of San Diego Comic-Con also. So check out, or be looking for that episode as well.
Yep, absolutely. All right, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
Peace out.
Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry and subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.